Pops in here, doing something a little bit different than what I normally do. We're going to steam some crabs today. And I've been talking about going live steaming crabs for a little while because I do have the best recipe that there is. Which, by the way, I just realized I forgot something. Apple cider vinegar. I gotta go grab that. Let me go grab that. I'll be right back. All right. Forgot the vinegar. You gotta have apple cider vinegar. I use a little bit of malt vinegar sometimes too. Okay, anybody in here yet? Drop a comment. Let me know you're here. We're gonna crabs. Hopefully I didn't lose you there. I just clicked out of YouTube for a minute. That was dumb. So we'll go over the recipe in a minute because I do have the best recipe. If you're in Maryland, if you're down south, wherever you get blue crabs, this is the best recipe. Adam, what's going on? What's up? About to get going on some blue crabs here. Trying to wait for a few people to pop in, and I'm going to go ahead and dump everything in. Now, I use a 6-pack of beer. Some people just use water. Some people just use one beer. I use a 6-pack, which these are kind of big, so I might just use 5. But we got a gallon of water there, some Old Bay, some J.O. That's a mix of 50-50 Old Bay and J.O. Because J.O. has good flavor, but I don't like J.O. like when I'm eating the crabs to dip it in. So I like Old Bay for that side of it, but the mix is really good. Apple cider vinegar and maybe a little splash of malt vinegar. I'm in the shed. It always takes a while for the signal to get out to everybody. That's why I'm trying to wait a couple minutes here. But it is a beautiful day. It's a little warm. I don't know if you can hear that. I got the fan going. Of course, my neighbors are outside at the pool and they got the radio going. So I was like, let me make some extra noise just so I don't get kicked out, you know. You can't really hear the music like that. You can almost kind of hear the bass a little bit, but it's not like YouTube shouldn't be able to tell what song it is, so I think we're good. But I can't hear it at all right now with the fan going. AZ Coins, what's up? Do you know anything about grading straps? Uncirculated star notes, consecutive numbers. I'll be honest with you, AZ, I've never graded anything. Everything that I've ever bought was already graded, and I've never even bought a graded bill in general. So yeah, I don't know much about that. I assume you can do it. Are you talking about like a sheet of something that's not cut yet? That would actually be pretty cool if you had like a sheet of like, I don't know what they do, 10 or 20. And you could get it graded in like a whole big, almost looks like a poster. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know if they do that. You're in New York, 87 degrees. Yeah, it's probably close to 87 degrees here. I'm in Maryland, so. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about that. Straps would be, oh yeah, okay, I got you. My bad. As soon as I read it again, it made sense. But yeah, I don't know if they do, what you talking about, just grading the whole strap together? I feel like they probably wouldn't do that because they want to look at each individual bill. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about grading a whole strap. But I don't know. They might be out there. I would get on eBay and look it up and see if anybody else has something for sale like that before I even, looked any further. I haven't seen anything for sale like that, so my guess is they probably don't do that, but they do it? Okay. Strap of $1 bills. Yeah, I got you. I mean, it'd be pretty cool if they did. But I feel like they would want to look at each one for grading purposes, you know what I mean? Or they're just going to grade the corners and the strap, I guess. I don't know. Don't know much about it. But anyway, smash that like button for me if you don't mind. We do got 2 likes. We need to get that up a little bit. Let's get to 5 likes and we'll start this out. This isn't something I normally do, so it's going to be tough to keep people in here, but, you know, I like doing different things every now and again. My next auction, by the way, will be next Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I know if you've been in my streams, you know I've been talking about doing it for a while, and I keep pushing it back and pushing it back. But I didn't want to step on other people that are doing things. Ida was doing her thing, and the Wounded Warrior Project was going on, and I kept pushing it back for that. And then I went to the air show last week in Ocean City, in Maryland, and it rained every day. So I did get a little bit of video. I might post a video still. But yeah, I think I only saw the Blue Angels fly by. There was 2 of them that flew by. So, and there's usually 6, I think. So yeah, that video didn't really turn out as great as I wanted it to, and that's kind of the whole reason why we went. So, but what are you gonna do? Big Nasty Seth, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Rockamas, what's up? Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm just gonna go live long enough to cook these crabs, and if you saw the picture, did you see how one of those crabs, it was on the top, and first of all, it was upside down when I opened the bag, so I flipped it over and then put it back in the refrigerator. Whenever you buy crabs, put them in the refrigerator if you're not gonna cook them for a couple hours. It doesn't matter if they die. People say don't cook a dead crab. That's not true. I've eaten many dead crab. What you got to do is make sure when they put them in the bag, when you buy them, they're live. And then once they die, cook them within 2 hours. Anything over that, yeah, I wouldn't trust it. But if you see them go into the bag, you put them in the fridge. If you pull them out, they... Okay, well, it finally came back up. Sorry, guys. The power went off for a second, and it screwed me all up. Give me a 5x5 if you're here. What's up, 3D Woodworks? Liberally Bleed, what's up? I've been sitting here trying to reconnect forever, and we done lost everybody. And give it a minute. About to cook some crabs. I'm gonna show you guys the recipe because it's awesome. I cooked the best crabs in Maryland. Yep, I said it. If anybody ever wants to put that to the test, I'm ready. But are you here? Can you hear me? Like I said, the power went out for a minute, and I was stuck on 7 minutes and 47 seconds for a minute there. I tried to turn the Wi-Fi off. That didn't help. It seems like we're reconnected, but let me know if you can hear me, please, and we'll get this thing going. Kind of feel like a dickhead now. As soon as I go live, I'm talking to everybody, and then it goes down. That's typical, I guess. Being out in the shed. I should have just started a new one. I mean, it says I'm live. 9.5 minutes now. If you're here and you can hear me, please let me know. Just type in 5x5. I really hate technology. Is anybody here? The live stream is going. We just hit 10 minutes. So I feel like it should be back on by now. Hello? 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 Dude, what is up with this thing? Can anybody hear me? Please let me know. The power went off. It flickered off and back on, and it screwed me up. It took me off the Wi-Fi, so I'm trying to get this thing going again, but I need to know you guys are here, so somebody let me know. And then we're gonna cook some crabs. We're back. All right, thank you, Adam. Man, that didn't take long, did it? It's always something. By the way, I had a tree limb fall. Okay, so you guys know I pour, most of you. Anybody new here, I pour silver, copper, stuff like that. This is where I pour. You see that hole right there? That hole right there. I had a tree limb fall, hit right there, and then fell straight back right here, all the way over to up there. You can see it back there. I was trying to throw it in the woods. That limb right there fell down. Imagine if I was live streaming a pour and that happened. That would have sucked. You know, the bad part is another one fell in the front, so that missed the whole shed, which was great. Just got to clean it up, right? Well, I had another one fell in the front of the shed and busted out my window. The glass, not the actual window, but the glass in like front of the window, the storm glass, it busted it out. So I got to figure that out now too, I guess. 3D, you still here? I feel like, man, now we're down to 3. I want to get this thing going, but I want to make sure people are here. Blue Collar Stacker, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Grace of God, it didn't happen when I was pouring. Yeah, you know what's funny too is I was coming home to pour. I just got off work. We did an HVAC job, and I came home and I was like on my way home, and I noticed, man, it looks awfully stormy out. So I came home and I didn't end up trying to pour because it was so stormy. Like I knew something was coming, and it was a big one. My whole yard was flooded. That was Thursday? No, Wednesday, I think it was. Hanging in there. That's all we can do, man. I've been hanging in there for about 5 years. And, you know, life happens. What can I say? We all go through the struggles. I'm not saying that you're going through a struggle. I just mean, you know, sometimes when I think hanging in there, like I'm hanging in there, like I'm good, but I could be better. That's just my take on it. Because, you know, I've been through the ringer the past 5 years. There's a new band that I found. I think it's just a guy and he makes music. I don't know if he has a band. I'm sure he plays live with a band. I came across it this morning, and it's very like uplifting and music about, you know, being in your head too much and evasive thoughts and just things like that. Like his words, man, they cut right through me. I was like, man, I gotta get this dude's CD, or at least download it to my phone. But I'm trying to remember who it is now. I have to go back and find it. I can't think of the name now. Scotty, what's up? All right, let's get this thing going. We got 6 likes. That's good enough. I said if we get to 5 likes, we were going to do this damn thing. And then I lost power and the internet went out. And it took me about 8 minutes to get back going again. So anyway, this is what I do. And I'm cooking crabs. Natty Boh. Do not buy any other beer. Natty Boh is the only one to use. Don't drink it because it's freaking gross. I tried to drink one time and I was like, ugh, how the hell do people drink this shit? But with crabs, for some reason, it's the best beer, and I've used them all. This is the best beer. Sometimes I'll use a 6-pack when they're the smaller cans. These are the 16-ounce cans, so I'll probably just use 5 of them. And then you can see we got a jug of water there. We got some apple cider vinegar. We got some Old Bay. And we're going to throw all that in there. So I guess if I lost power and it went down for a couple minutes, when the video posts later, it should pick up where it left off, right? So if somebody's watching this back later, first of all, thank you for coming by. But yeah, let's just get into it. I don't want to waste any more time. Let me move this furnace out of my way. But yeah, we got 3 dozen jumbos. Well, no, they're extra large. They're not quite jumbos. So it's going to be a little bit mixed. And if you saw the picture when I was first showing them, that's what I was talking about when the live stream went down. One of them is starting to get kind of red in its shell, and that's usually when they're about on their way out. So people say don't cook dead crabs. That's not true. If you buy the crabs live and you see them put them in and they're all live, if it dies, as long as you cook it within 2 hours, you're fine. I've done it many times. I've even went as far as like 3-4 hours. So just putting that out there. That's just through my experience. Space Miner, what's going on? I don't know if I said hello to you. 8 minutes of eternity. That's what it felt like when I was down. So anyway, you can see this isn't necessarily a steamer. This is actually for if you were going to cook, if you're going to deep fry a turkey. But because of the size of this, I flip it upside down and it works perfect for steaming crabs. Only thing that does suck is this thing is on a timer, so I got to keep like fidgeting it. I got to turn it back up after a minute. But here, we're going to throw some stuff in here. But yeah, look, when that tree fell, it broke my marble table. That table was up on top of this right here. Mother Nature. What are you going to do? 3D Woodworks, yes, we are back. Yeah, I lost, yes, definitely Old Bay. NJO. So you can see this right, oh man, I thought this was like halfway full. It's a mix. So I got, it was 50-50, half JO and half Old Bay. But I do have Old Bay as well. So let me show you how this mix goes. First of all, we're going to start with some National Bohemian. It's sweating like crazy. Usually I'll do 6, but these are the bigger cans, so I'm just going to do 5. Probably not the greatest way to dump it in here. A lot of foam that way. See if I can do this one a little bit smoother. I don't know what it is about Natty Bo, but when you cook crabs, Natty Bo is the best beer to use. I've tried Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors Light, any of it. This always tastes the best. Sucks to drink, but... Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this straight in the water. A lot of people, what they do is they just do whatever on the bottom, put the crabs in, and then as you put the crabs in, you put this all over the top of the crabs. I like to put it in the water too, so it's coming up from the bottom. It gets up through the shell. Probably gonna need to grab that other thing a Old Bay. Unless I just use this all on the bottom and then do just Old Bay on top of them. Old Bay is good on anything, man. Steak, chicken, it doesn't matter. Any kind of meat, Old Bay is good for. I mean, it does say crabs, shrimp, chicken, but it's good on anything. I like to dump a little bit of malt vinegar in there. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then apple cider vinegar. About that much. Beer number 3. guess you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Let me get you in there. The best part of cooking crabs is when they're done and it has the fat like kind of seeps out of it. People will not eat that stuff. I get it right off the crab and just throw it in my mouth. I'll take it off the bottom. I don't care. It's so good. The flavor is amazing. And then beer number 5, and this is 16 ounces, so 4.5% alcohol. Dang. I didn't realize they were that high. I mean, I guess that's not really high, but look how good that's looking. I can taste them already. And we got some pretty nice sized crabs too. Now, what I used to do is take the hose and just spray the hose down as hard as it'll go until I can't see the bottom anymore. Now I use beer and just a full thing of water. I'm gonna have to steam these. I'm probably gonna have to do it at least twice because she got 3 dozen big ones. So I should be able to fit them all in within a two cook period here. And then instead of putting it this way to put a turkey in, I put it this way. That's perfect. We're about 1 inch off of the bottom there. Now it is gonna steam. Pour this other one in there too. I'm not drinking this nasty thing. It's probably too much, but whatever. Better to have too much than not enough. See, like I was saying, I'm gonna steam some, I'm gonna pull them out, and I'm gonna steam some more, and you're gonna lose a pretty good amount when you're doing that, so this will work. Sorry guys, I'm not paying attention to the comments at all. Now, this is what we do. Stick a face in there and smell it. I think I need a little bit of more vinegar. Maybe even a little bit more malt. Apple cider vinegar and malt vinegar. More apple cider than anything. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's where we're at. That's what I'm talking about. You can tell by the smell if it's where you want it to be or not. And then it sounds a little ludicrous, but you know. 7 stacks. What's going on? We're about to get them going. We got some extra large up in here. Up in here. Up in here. Man, now my hands are wet. I'm trying to scroll and see what you guys are talking about. David Carlisle, what's going on? Space Miner, Blue Collar, 3D. Okay, said hello to you guys. By the way, I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. Take a swig. Not of that shit. That is the grossest beer I've ever tasted in my life. I won't even taste it. It's gross. Last summer we were cooking some and I used 5 out of the 6 and I drank the other one, and I tell you what, that thing was nasty. Yeah, wait till you see these crab 7. You're gonna be like, yeah. So they've been in the refrigerator for a little while, so they're starting to get that redness in the shell. So I gotta cook them soon. So we're gonna fire this thing up. Yeah, I've been talking about doing this for a while, so I figured let's do it today because we got plenty to cook. Why is this thing jacking up? Let's move this back so I don't melt my phone, because that would suck. So yeah, with this, you got to turn this thing on. So you only get about 10 minutes out of it. Turn the gas on and then get a lighter, dumbass. Where's my lighter? Shit. Bear with me. Shouldn't turn that on first. Hold on. Or maybe just open the gas. You know, that probably makes sense too. Hold on. You gotta do it a certain way. You gotta turn on your gas first. Then you gotta turn on the knob. And then turn this on. With the top pointed, we are ready to go. CS7, if you weren't here earlier, I had a big ass tree limb that fell right where I poured. Luckily it was during a storm and I wasn't outside, but man. I actually did make a little short video about like showing you guys what happened. So I'll probably post that at some point. It's smelling from here, I'm telling you. If you know, you know. I feel really bad for those people that have never eaten blue crabs. And it's going to be funny when I go to put these in here because I don't use gloves and I don't use tongs. I have tongs, but it's easier just to grab them. That's why whenever you get crabs, when you bring them home, put them in the refrigerator. Let them stay cool because they kind of go into that like hibernating state. So they don't move a whole lot. But they're definitely getting to a point where we got to cook them. I think she got them. I think she got back at like 11. So they've been in the fridge for a couple hours now. A little over 3. Oh, damn, almost 4 hours. Well, hopefully none are dead. But like I said, if you buy them live and they die within an hour or two, you're fine. I've done it many times. Using propane and propane accessories. You know it. It's funny when I get live sometimes I'm too worried about having something to say than what the hell I'm actually doing. Pay attention, bruh. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Like I was saying earlier, my next auction is going to be this Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Whatever is done is what is going to be up for grabs. And I don't know when the next one's going to be, so if you want to get a capital currency pour, make sure you show up for that one. I'm not saying I'm done by any means, because I'm not, but it might be a while before I have another one. I mean, shoot, it's been 2.5 months since I had my last one, so... I'd say you just put your fingers in. I tell you what though, they're in paper bags. But I'm trying to think if I've ever had one actually grab onto me and not let go. I've had one kind of pinch me and then get off right away. But when a crab snips you, like it holds on. You gotta, like if it got on your finger, you would have to hold your hand out and let it just kind of hang in the air and then it'll drop off. But I've never had one actually get me like that. Knock on some wood. We're gonna knock on all this wood, actually. But yeah, that's what I do. I just grab them by the tail fin. And when they come out the refrigerator, they're cold, so they're not like too feisty. That's what I suggest everybody do. Whenever you get crabs, bring them home at least for an hour, throw them in the refrigerator so they get nice and cold. I mean, usually when you buy crabs, you're buying them from a freezer, and well, not a freezer, but a refrigerator anyway. Or they're on ice or something like that. Usually they do something to keep them cold, unless you're buying them straight out the water. That's usually just like soft shells. Then use your remaining figures to grab another one. I hear you. I'm not taking your advice. Dry ice. You can do that. The dude, Luke McFadden, is a guy. He's a big YouTuber around here. He crabs, and he sells it to all over the country. And that's what they do. They put it on dry ice. I can't imagine how expensive that's got to be. I mean, these crabs per dozen, they were probably $60 a dozen, maybe more. I didn't ask, but I know they were doing number ones for $50. $49 was number ones at Mel's off of Route 4. Not too far from here. So I know the big ones are going to be more than that. I mean, she might have been able to get them for 55. It depends on who you buy them from. There's a guy that is not too far from here I usually buy them from, and he's got the best prices, but I don't think she went to him. Oh, dry ice them first. Huh. That's an idea. Putting them in the refrigerator really is good enough. They calm down a lot just putting them in the fridge for an hour. Really, while I have the tongs is so I can grab the top of the thing and pull it off. But yeah, so my birthday was Wednesday. And that's why she was getting crabs. She was like, do you want crabs on Wednesday or you'd rather get crabs on the weekend? And I was like, yeah, let's just do the weekend. So that's why she bought me some crabs. Although this is going to be the last birthday I have for the rest of my life. From now on, I'm 40. And yeah, we're not going to talk about it anymore. Yeah. Tell me about it. No, Space Miner, it's hard work crabbing, let me tell you. It's hard work. That dude, he's got to make at least $1,000 just to make his money back for the gas. And then he's got to pay his crew. He's got on the side of the road, it's actually a boat that he put in the ground. And so he sells them out of the boat, which is pretty cool. He just did that this year. But then you got to have your refrigerator truck so that you can put them into that before you sell them. So it's a lot of money just to do it. Then you got to have a boat, obviously. You got to have the lines, the pots, the buoys. It's definitely not cheap to do. I've ran trout lines before, and that's fun. And I've ran those like little pots. In Maryland you can only have 30 of them. I don't know if they changed the rules, but not the big pots like commercial use. The little pots where you put one piece of chicken in it, you put it on a buoy, you throw it down. It's about a foot squared, and you just pull it up real fast, and then the doors close. So the doors, when you stick it on the bottom, the doors open. Crabs go in, and then when you pull it up, it traps them. I've done that before too. That's a lot of fun too. But man, I'll tell you, when you do that and you go back and forth for 30 pots and you do it like 10 or 15 times, your arms are about done by the time the day is over. Isabel, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Thank you, 3D. Appreciate that. Cool coins and notes. First of all, hello. Thank you for stopping in. I use Old Bay and JO. I always used to use just Old Bay. Old Bay is way better, let me tell you. But I did try something last summer, I got a thing of JO, and I would do 50-50. Actually, I might have did 60-40, where it was 60 Old Bay and 40 of JO. And that's really good too. Thank you, 7 Stacks. Thank you, Cool Coins. Appreciate you guys. Angry War Tackle Box, what's up? We do crawfish down here. Yeah, crawfish are good too. It's just you don't get much meat out of it. That's why I like the big crabs. You can get number 2s, which are around 5 1/4 to 5 3/4, and then it just goes up from there. You have number 1s, and then you have extra large, which is what we got. So we did get some big crabs. So when you see them, you're gonna be like, "Damn, these are nice." But I gotta get this thing boiling first before I go grab them. They're in the refrigerator right now. But yeah, I use both. You'll see. I'm gonna smother it all over the top of them as I put them in. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get me for steaming something live. I know TikTok would probably shut you down. They're like really against anybody, like even hunting videos. You can't show blood, you can't show a dead animal, you can't do none of that stuff. Cruelty to animals is what they call it, and they'll shut you down. I don't think YouTube is like that. I mean, I've seen plenty of stuff on YouTube, so I doubt that's going to happen, but you never know. I'm in Maryland, Isabel. Not too far away from Annapolis. Yeah, the blue crabs, where are you at? Are you down like South Carolina? Or like Louisiana or something like that? Because they don't taste the same. The crabs up here are a lot better. Because when it gets close to like the end of the year, you can still get them from down south, but they just don't taste as good. I don't know what it is. It's probably all the, I don't want to say that, but being around here, Baltimore, New York City, all that stuff that flows down, they're probably eating things that, you know, somebody dumped in the river, if you know what I mean. Who knows? You know, I mean, a lot of religious people don't eat crabs. They don't eat any kind of shellfish, especially like crabs, because they're bottom feeders. Catfish, I don't think they can eat that too. Something's running through the woods. I wonder if it's that fox. So you can see it's starting to steam out a little bit. We're about there, so I'm gonna go grab these crabs in a minute. Oh, Vermont. Oh, that was somebody else anyway. I've never been to Vermont. I'd like to go up there at some point. Right, let's see what this thing looks like. Oh yeah. That's what you're looking for. So now we're gonna get to the fun part. Probably should get some kind of table or something here. What can I do? What can I do? I'll get the table by the grill. That'll work. And it's metal. I'm gonna go grab these crabs and we're gonna get going. couple of bags of crabs. Another thing of Old Bay that I might end up needing, so let me pop this off. Just in case. I have everything ready when you go to put them in. There is that. Still going? Where are we at? All right, let's do the damn thing. Yeah, it's missing a claw, but look at these suckers. See how they're nice and docile because they've been in the fridge. See that one? Probably just died, but it's okay because we got them live. This other batch will probably wake up pretty good. Definitely glad I grabbed the other whole bit. Look at that bad boy. Yeah. Once you can blow in their mouth, and if they move a little bit, they're good. A lot of people, if they die, they won't throw them in, but I'm telling you, I've done it a million times. As long as you bought them live and they just died, you're fine. Never been sick off crabs before. Look at that bad boy. Holy shit balls. Well, glad I grabbed the other one. I hate when they throw them in upside down. Look at that. That thing is huge. Could try to throw them all in at once, but I'm not going to do that. It's better if you can cook like a dozen to like 2 dozen at a time. I never do 3 dozen at a time because the top and the bottom, they never cook equally. So I only do 1 to maybe 2. If it's smaller crabs, I'll do 2 dozen. I'm doing about 2.5 here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might have 1 extra here. Throw that in too. Can you guys see what I'm looking at? Here, let me show you. Oh yeah. So I like to split them in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, shit. Maybe that was 6. Now you can see the longer these sit here and the more they get warmed up, the feistier they'll get. Jeff Rubin, what's going on? Yes. Yummy. You know it. Thank you, Space Miner. Appreciate you. Your mouth's watering. I'll tell you what. The bigger the crab, the better they taste. I don't care who you're talking to. If they don't tell you that, they're lying. But you can get those jumbos. I can only eat like 6 jumbos. Now these I could probably eat a dozen if I wanted to. But maybe not quite a dozen. I could probably do like 10 of these. But them big old jumbos where they're like 7, I've had 9-inch crabs before. 9-inch crabs, you're eating like 4 or 5. Ours eat oil spills. Yeah, that's not good, I guess. Chicken, yeah, chicken necks. That's what we use here, Isabel, usually. That's what I use anyway. And around here, you can just go to a pier and tie a chicken neck onto a string and throw it out. And you just wait for the string to pull out, right, in the water. So you put the string down, it looks kind of loose. Eventually, it'll pull tight, and then you know you got a crab. So you just very slowly just pull it in, and then you get a net and scoop it out. You can do it that way too, just off a pier. You're not going to catch that many, especially keepers, because they got to be 5 1/4, I believe, is the minimum they can be right now. And these are about 6 to 7 inches, I would say. Butter and garlic. I don't know about garlic, but I do use butter and apple cider vinegar. So I'll have a little bit of this sitting to the side. I'll have maybe a little bit of malt vinegar sitting to the side, and then some Old Bay to dip it in. But that's why I like dumping it all over the top. And this is going to sound really dumb to most people, but what I do is I crack the shell off and I lick the top of the shell, and I get all that Old Bay in my mouth, and then I just eat the rest of the crab. So I really don't even dip that much. I know. Wait till you see when these are done and I pull them out and you see all that fat that comes out of them. I'll sit there and suck that up straight out the damn thing. I am not too proud. A lot of people don't eat the corner. 7 stacks, are you still here? When you eat crabs, do you eat the corner of the crab? So what happens with a crab is they shed their shell, right? Because they grow bigger inside, and then they got to pop the shell off in order to get bigger. And when they pop the shell off, they're soft, and that's where soft crabs come from. And then they get hard again as a bigger crab. And a lot of times they'll get either from 1 to 2 inches bigger. It's kind of crazy how big a crab will get. If they lose a claw, they'll grow it back. Any leg, they'll grow it back. That's what's kind of cool about crabs. Yep, 7 those. You got to eat the corners. That's the best part, I think. That, and then the mustard, the fat that comes out when you're cooking them. That's like the best part too. And like, she doesn't really like the legs that much. I love the legs. I tear legs up. Even the little legs I eat. If they're big like this and you can crack them open, and when you pull it out, the meat comes with it, I eat that too. I'm not going to waste my time trying to get into all the little claws or legs, but if the meat pulls out, that's good too. And then if I sit down and I'm picking them, I'll save all of it. I'll save the corner, I'll save the leg, I'll save the back fin, I'll save all the rest of the crab, even the guts. Like I said, it's going to sound gross, but I will eat the guts. I do not care. It's so good. The only thing that you can't eat on a crab is the what's the word? Not gills, devil fingers, I think is what they call them. It's kind of like the gills of a crab. You can't eat those. But if you pull that off, you can eat anything else in a crab. Trust me, I've tried. Every time I eat crabs, I do it. And I'll take all that and mix it up and make crab cakes out of it. Oh, you talk about the best crab cake your ass has ever had. That is the one. But the way I cook these 7 stacks, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I use a 6-pack of Natty Boh, a gallon of water, a little bit of malt vinegar, a decent amount of apple cider vinegar, and let them cook. I never did check the time when I put them in here. A lot of times people will say, cook them for 20 minutes. No, don't cook them for 20 minutes. Unless you're doing like a bushel at a time, which, like I said before, I don't like to do. I only cook 1 to 2 dozen at a time. 10, 12 minutes, they're done. Crab mustard, yes. 7 stacks knows what's up. My fellow Marylander. Sucks I only got a little bit of this JO left. We used to have a big thing of it. Actually, let me go check and see if we still got that. Nope, don't have any more. Picked up this pan a while back, man. This thing is awesome for putting crabs in. $14 likes. I appreciate you guys. I know there's not a whole lot going on right now, but I'm going to open this up in a minute, and then we're going to get the other ones out. Get these out and then get the new ones in. And then we'll do a taste test. But I know they're going to be good. What's up, guys? For the new people that are stopping through, I'm cooking some crabs right now. Maryland blue crabs. Here, I'll show you one. It doesn't try to bite my ass. This one's missing a claw, but look at that sucker. I wonder what... Let's measure. I want to measure. 5 1/4 is what they got to be to keep them. Corner to corner. 7 1/2. Nice. It just spooged all over my freaking finger. And these are probably about done. It doesn't take long. Like I said before, the only time you do them for like 20 minutes is if you got like a full bushel you're trying to do. And I never cook them like that because they always turn out better when you can just do 1 to 2 dozen at a time. The water's up there. We're kind of almost boiling. The water's so damn high. That was almost done anyway. Perfect timing. That almost hurt. I like to open it up and kind of let the steam kind of get out for a minute. Look at that. Oh yeah. Don't get much better than that. smells good. I can smell them over here. Let me tell you, it smells really good. Oh yeah. I think that extra vinegar did good. And you know, another reason why I like to use vinegar is because a lot of times when you open up the shells, usually that happens when you cook them too long. That's why I never try to cook them too long. But because when you break it, you try to break the shell in half, you got to pull the meat out, and then it sticks inside the shell. That's because they were overcooked usually. And when you use Old Bay or any kind of spice, it always makes it worse. Like shrimp, if you ever tried to peel shrimp before and you used a bunch of Old Bay, that's why. So if you add a little bit of vinegar, I don't like regular vinegar. I like apple cider vinegar, but it helps everything to not stick together. If that makes any sense. That's my experience anyway. See, we're going to pull these out. I'm going to grab the other ones, and we are going to do another batch. And you know we got to do a taste test. I might have to put my ugly mug on camera too, just to do a taste test, so you can see for real the real reaction. Noel Joyce, what happened to the crabs? They got cooked. Usually they look like this. That's what they normally look like, and when you steam them, they turn red. Yeah, these are definitely getting feisty now. Everybody was probably like, damn, you're putting in a bunch of dead crabs, but they were just asleep. Usually, if something dies and it's like too dead to cook, the whole shell will turn red. Even without steaming it, the whole shell will kind of start to turn red. And to be honest, when I show you some of these other ones that are in the fridge, they might be kind of getting there too because they're not wet. The best thing to do if you're going to take crabs and you want to try to make them last a long time, get a decent sized cooler, put some ice down, and then put a towel over top of the ice, and then put them all on top of that. That's the best way to store a crab until you're ready to cook them. Or bring them home in a bag like I did and put them in the refrigerator. That works too. I'm about 4 hours in since she got them, so usually I try to cook them within 2 hours, but we're good. Why are the crabs like this? Whoa. That explains the steam. Yep. And the pot. Yep. I'm about to put another batch in though. I got it. This was 1.5 dozen, and I'm about to do another 1.5 dozen. And these are, they're not jumbos, they're extra large. So you got number ones, which are the smallest. You got females, but we don't really like females that much. They do taste different. Number ones is usually what people try to get. And then extra large, and then sometimes you can find jumbos. But it really depends on what's happening that year when the jumbos are going to be around. It's kind of more towards the end of the year, after they shed and shed their small shell and got bigger. You can find some really nice crabs towards the end of the year. Let's get these out. I'm gonna go grab the new ones, so I don't want this water to get too cold. Moon over Miami, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Cooking some crabs today. I know it's not stacking or pouring, but you gotta do what you gotta do to have fun, right? I'm having fun. I don't know about y'all. Give me a thumbs up if you're having fun. Hanging out on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Oh yeah. I mean, I got pretty big hands. That's a nice crab. You see that? You see that right there? Don't not eat it. That's probably the smallest one I have. Look at that goodness. Look at that goodness. Oh man. It just don't get no better. Those of you that might be out in the middle of the country somewhere, you just don't understand. Don't knock it till you try it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Look at that bad boy. About 20 of them. That's a nice one. Got both legs and everything. See, I probably had a little bit too much water in here, but I did that because I was going to do another batch. But you can see how this one's covered really good and this one's not. The water started to kind of, it's almost like the bottom one's boiled instead of steamed. But it's all good. That's a nice one there too. Look at that, that's got all the seasoning on it. Sorry, I get goofy sometimes when I eat crabs. Whew. Let's get this thing back on. Damn hair off. Maybe the first time I lost some hair. But look at that, guys. Come on. I do wish there was a little bit more Old Bay on them. But like I said, I kind of did too much beer and water. But it's all good. I'm going to take these up and we're going to go grab the other ones. All right. I brought a claw to do a taste test. That's my ugly mug. My bad. when you pull it out, that's not perfect, but but it's not hard to get to the rest. I don't care who you are or where you're at, you need to try some blue crab. Damn, that's good. So what I do a lot of times is I will kind of pull this back and forth a little bit. You can try to break it down and then up and pull it out, and that will work. But a lot of times what I like to do is just, and then take both of them, and all of it comes out. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but damn, I'm good at this. Damn. I'm so good at this, I need that extra little claw down there. Look at that. I need that too. Woo-wee. I'll tell you what, guys. That's some good shit. By the way, if you don't like Tool, get out of here. I'm just joking. Don't leave. I'm just saying. Next batch. The crab cool. Oh, let me tell you, it is. Message held for review. Uh-oh. Shit, why can't you say that? What the hell? Damn, girl, you sexy bitch. She was sexy, wasn't she? No, that wasn't a girl. I mean, in these days, you never know what is actually male and female, but all these are male. Just saying. Yeah, I'm gonna try to. We got 3 dozen, and we got 4 people eating them. 2 were my daughters, and they're not gonna eat that many. Sarah might, but I'm my youngest daughter. She might eat 1 or 2, maybe 3. So I guarantee you, I eat at least a dozen of these things. Those, and then we got these feisty little bastards. That's a good one. See this one? Blow in their face and their mouth, and sometimes something will move. But like I said, they haven't been dead but an hour, so they're fine. And see that one, he just died too. It's the first batch. I know so many people that will take that and throw it away just because it's not moving. And I'm telling you right now, I've done this 300 times probably. I still throw the dead ones in there because I always buy them live. And when they give them to you, they always make sure they're live because they're not trying to get in trouble. And as long as you do it within a couple hours, you're good to go. Did you say you had a video of the pitch bowl set up and how to get melted into the bowl? Initially, yes. Somewhere in my phone. I got it somewhere. It's really easy, man. All you do is, I think I did it at 120 degrees because it's supposed to be 100 degrees to melt, but you want to get it a little bit hotter, but don't go hotter than that. And it's going to take a couple hours, but put your oven at 120 degrees. If it'll go that low, it might not even go that low. I have to look. I'll have to look at my oven and see what was the lowest temperature. It might have been like 175. I think, and if that happened, I probably left the oven open a little bit. But and you just, because it comes in a bag, and then the pitch bowl is separately, or the bowl, and then you just put some in, let it melt down, put some more in, let it melt down, put some more in, let it melt down until it's full. But yeah, I do need to go through my phone. I'm so backed up right now. I keep getting a text of somebody telling me that my iCloud is about to go away, and I'm like, well, shit, that sucks because I got a lot of videos there. Hoping that doesn't happen. I think it's a scammer, but anyway, I'll try to get in there. I don't even, that's in the Wayback Machine. That's like from last year. I had to try to get through the damn thing and edit it and then post it. But like I said, it's real easy. All you need is a hair dryer. That's all I use is a hair dryer on high. I mean, you could probably do it on low, but it just takes longer. But that's how you heat it back up enough to get it malleable so that you can put your piece down into it. I guess we're about ready for these. Oh yeah. I think we had a little bit too much water in this, but it's all good. Half of them are steamed and half of them are boiled. Jeez, that's not hot. Whoa, he just moved. That scared me. That was a claw. That's why. That's pretty bad. That's probably one of the smallest ones. And yeah, it's better to cook them live, but like I said, if they just died, they're fine. Don't worry about it. You just need to make sure you get them from a reputable dealer. Somebody that's not trying to sell you dead crabs. And I know that that's not the case with where we go. Any of the places we go. Throw some Old Bay on top. Look at that son of a bitch. Oh my God. Let him go. That's a big boy. Oh, this one, so when I tell you that the claws grow back, see the difference in size? That thing is huge. Yeah, a lot of them did die, but they're moving a little bit. They're just not moving much. But a few of them did die, but like I said, it's fine. As long as they just die within a couple hours, you are good to go. I'll be the proof. If I don't make any more videos, you'll know what happened. If you never see a Capital Currency live stream again, you'll know I ate bad crabs. it didn't make it. You're not sure how low it goes? Yeah, some are different than others. But you can always just set the oven at 200 degrees and just leave it open. And that'll probably work enough. It just, it might take a couple hours, but it'll work. Yeah, well, the problem is, Angry, is it comes in a bag. And you got to break it apart with a hammer. It's hard. So you got to take a hammer to it, break it apart, and then put a few pieces in, let it melt down, put a few more pieces in, let that melt. I mean, there's no way to put it all in at once. It's not possible. So you kind of have to do it that way anyhow. I'm going to have to try to get into my phone. And I made a little short video, not a short video, but a video that wasn't terribly long about actually using it. But I didn't like the video because the sun was kind of coming in the back window, and it's kind of hard to see exactly what I was doing. I mean, to anybody watching, it's probably fine, but being a perfectionist, I'm like, nah, that's not good lighting. But that's all I'll tell you. That's all you need to do is if you got a piece that's very detailed, heat it up, stick it down in there, and then pull it right out right away. Let it get hard. It only takes about 15 minutes, really. Let it get hard again, and then put your piece back in it. Don't let it sit in there. If it's very detailed, don't let it sit in there while it's soft, because it will stick to your details. When you pull the piece out, you'll have that crap, the pine tar, all over your piece. So I did make that mistake once. And I didn't use it again for like probably 2 or 3 months. I was like, man, forget this thing. $170 and it didn't even work. I threw it away. Well, not threw it away, but threw it out of the way. I knew that was going to happen. I was just thinking about that. But I'll tell you what, once you start stamping with something like that, you'll never go back. Yeah, no problem, Angry. I appreciate you hanging out. Being Becky, what's going on? Yum, she says. Damn right. I just ate a claw, and let me tell you, it was good. They will be tasty, that is for sure. Yep, it's in a metal tin. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's like a little brick. But you're going to have to smash it with a hammer to break it into small pieces. Don't try to stick it all in at once. It's just not going to work. You don't want anything to overflow into your oven either. So, baby steps. That's all I can suggest. And I don't mean baby steps like baby steps. Just put enough in to where it kind of fills it up. Because you know all of it is going to end up in the bowl. So fill it up enough to where it can't overflow. And then just start adding after that. Rhonda, what's up? You're heading up north? Or you're having the old man head up north? Well, either way, safe travels for you both. Yeah, it did suck. I don't know if you've ever seen the skull bar. That was the piece that I put in it, and it's very detailed. And it's a thin piece. I think it was like 2 point something ounces. But it's really nice when you have those thin pieces to have it stuck down into something like that, and then you stamp it. It doesn't bend it too much. I did get some bending. I did some copper crosses, and copper is kind of a different story than silver anyway. But the copper crosses, because I stamped all 4 parts of the cross, they kind of flared up a little bit, so I had to take a, I'll show you, I took a couple of these and just clamped them down real good, and it made them flat again. But that's what I always try to not have happen. I don't want anything to bend. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Now, what you can do, if you really don't want bending, you can actually make it so malleable that you can put your piece down in it and then put the stuff over top of it so it can't move. But like I said, if it's a detailed piece, you're going to pull that out. So don't, like a copper cross, right? It's just a cross. There's nothing that it can really grab. So something like that, I probably could have put some like over top and then let it dry or get hard and then stamp it, and then nothing would have probably bent. But it's not that hard to bend stuff like that back, so I wouldn't suggest doing that. Emerald, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Cooking some crabs right now. And we are just about done, too. Yeah, I mean, you'll still bend pieces even using that thing, but it's not nearly as bad. Now, I'll tell you too, also what I do is even though it's in the pitch bowl, I put it in the pitch bowl and I take painter's tape, the blue tape, and I tape everything down. I'll tape all 4 corners down just to make sure it can't move and bend up too much, and that does help a little bit. But if you're whacking something hard, I mean, it's gonna bend. There's just kind of no way around it, especially with copper. But with silver, I really don't have too much bending whenever I use the pitch bowl. For some reason, those crosses, they always want to bend. But I did a couple hammered crosses where I poured them and then I hammered them out flat. So the one side is flat, the bottom is flat, and then the top looks hammered. And then I stamped those, and those didn't bend. But maybe that's because they were a little bit wider. So when your crabs are done, you can smell it. You can smell the difference from when they're cooking to when they're done. And these are just about there. Yeah, see, I don't have any large channel stamps, so I haven't tried that part yet. So you might bend it regardless. My stamps are all pretty small. I do want to get something made at some point, though. Yeah, we got some Maryland blue crabs east. I mean, shit. Hold on. That's a sneeze. Oh, sorry, I was about to sneeze. We got some Maryland blue crabs, Emerald. I'm about to turn it off, so you'll see in a minute. And then, of course, we got to do another taste test. Save some for us when we get there. Okay. Got you, Rhonda. And I'm going to say that's about done. I'm going to say that's about good. Oh, yeah. So I had 3 dozen, and I probably could have fit them all in there at once. You can see there's still plenty of room. But I find if you do 1 to 1.5, maybe 2 dozen at a time, they cook better. It's more even. So I know these crabs are going to be just like the ones I did before. If I had did them all together, some of them might have been great, and some of them might have been like when you break the claws open and you're trying to pull the meat out, it likes to stick to the shell. And that usually happens if you kind of overcook them. Wish we had a car fixed to travel. Only need $2,000. That's it. Pocket change. Pocket change. Man, wouldn't it be nice if $2,000 was pocket change? I don't know how many rich folks we have in here, but I'm not one of them. But that would be nice. So here's how my truck is. So I got a Chevy 2500 HD 2007. So it's an older truck. I put a new transmission in it at 86,000 miles because I was really hard on it and I was slamming into the gas and I was pissed off one day. Somebody made me late and I was like trying to peel out like a dumbass, trying to get back to work because I was on my lunch break. And about halfway down the road, I could feel it slamming into gear. So I had to get a new transmission, which wasn't cheap, by the way. But the motor is amazing. The motor will probably last 3, 4, maybe even 500,000 miles. I've heard my cousin has one that lasted 500,000. I'm like, damn, if I can get that out of it, I'll be psyched. But psyched. I haven't used that word ever. It's kind of funny that just happened. But anyway, what the hell was I talking about? I put a new transmission in it, and it's all good. But now I don't drive it a whole lot. I'm starting to drive a little bit more now that I'm doing some HVAC work and stuff like that. But I have my check engine light has been on for quite a while. My ABS light has been on for years. Now it's telling me, about a year ago, it told me that, what does it say? I need to get my airbag checked out, or whatever word they use. Service my airbag. And I'm like, service my airbag? What the hell? Of all things? I can just service my airbag. I don't even care if the airbag works. I mean, I got a seatbelt. I mean, I don't wear it as much as I should, so that sucks, but, Anyway. Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff going on in my truck. One thing I've learned in life is it's always something. I think they made a song about that. It's always something. I think it's a country song. Space Miner says, well, Currency, you win through the day. I appreciate that. And I can't wait to get into these things. Like that. Oh, yeah. Here's the one with the small claw and big claw. So this one obviously broke off and then it grew this one back. I bet Monica Lewinsky's man wish he could grow something back. There's another one too. Look at the difference in the size of claws. As a matter of fact, let's break that one off for a taste test in a minute. Oh yeah, I love it when that comes out. That bitch is hot. Oh man. We're gonna taste test that. See, we got 3 dozen. I already cooked a dozen. See all this stuff right here? Look at all that hanging off. Eat it. Trust me. Man, that's good. There's just no better flavor. There's one that broke off. You can taste this edge too. That's a big boy right there. That's probably pretty close to the biggest one. So like I said, in the bottom of the pan, don't judge me, but I'm about to eat that. So good. God. It just don't get no better. Anyway. What do you guys think? Looking good, huh? Littlefoot, what's happening? You never had... Oh, you're missing out. Let me tell you. It's a blue crab. Usually they're blue, but or darker anyway. And then when you cook them, when you steam them, they turn red. But it's my favorite food, above steak. Steak is my favorite food other than crabs. If you ever get a chance, definitely try some. There's a guy, Luke McFadden, in Maryland that will send them anywhere in the United States. But it's probably going to be pricey to get them because he's got to put them on ice, dry ice or whatever. But so good. Enjoy your meal. It looks great. I got to run now, or got to eat now because someone made me hungry. All right, Space Miner. I appreciate you hopping in. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. By the way, if anybody didn't hit the like button, let's get to 20 real quick. Give me 2 likes. You know you want to. And then we're going to test this other leg and see how good these are, and then I'm going to end the stream. Like Mike said. Or Mike said he'd eat it too. Maryland Scooby. Maryland Scooby snacks. That's what I'm talking about. Don't judge me. I'm about to eat that. It's probably not the first time I've said that. Well, this just took a turn, didn't it? Anyway, let's see what this bad boy. Look at the size of this thing. It's bigger than my freaking head. Don't use your teeth. That's what I keep getting told all the time. Huh? You're not going to eat anything better than a blue crab. I'm telling you. This one's juicy. Look at that. Huh? Just wrap it around. Dripping all over the place. That is so good. Don't swallow the shells. Damn. I'm telling you what. It don't get no better than that. Well, on that note, we're going to end this and I'm going to go eat some crabs. But Looks good. Brett, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Trust me, it's good. 3D say, oh yeah. Better than a, never mind. Rhonda. You know you're supposed to be good in here. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to end this so we can go eat some crabs. And love you guys. Like I always say, appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. And have a great day. Have a great weekend. Have a great life. You know what I'm saying? Love you guys. I really do. I will enjoy 7 Stacks. Thank you. Appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me for a little while. Enjoy the feast. I just had a bowl of oatmeal. Oatmeal's good too, but you gotta add some sugar to it. Oh wait. You can't add sugar. What can you add it as a substitute for sugar in oatmeal? I don't know. I do too much. I eat too many things I probably shouldn't. Keep it clean. What the hell? You guys with your dirty minds. It's 4 o'clock. I gotta go. I'm about to eat some crabs. Love you. Peace out. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Much love and respect to each and every one of you.